So this will be a 75-minute practice. So like the first 30 minutes will be more of like a vinyasa flow. So sun salutations, lunging salutations.
Vinyasa. Exhale, vinyasa.
Yeah, basically. And then the last 45 minutes will be restorative. So if you're not familiar with that, because you see, I freaking love it. So you'll need at least 2 pillows, kind of like the same size. I have a bolster just because I have shit like that already at home. But other than that, you can use like 2 pillows like from your bed or something like that. And then, yeah. Sound good?
Woo!
Amazing. All right, so we'll just spend the first few moments getting grounded. So you can just let your pillows, your blanket off to the side.
Wait, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Oh my God. I was like, I wonder if she heard me.
I can hear you. Okay, so however you'd like to sit up really, really tall. And feel free to place your palms wherever feels comfortable. Sit however feels comfortable for you. And then start to close your eyes if that feels comfortable. If that feels awkward, just pick a point in front of you, blur your vision there. And then as you sit up really, really tall, lift up through the crown of your head and feel the base of your skull pull back just a bit so that the shoulders stack directly over the hips. Now I want you to start to take a full body scan from the crown of your head all the way out through the tips of your toes. And just notice any points of tightness, tension, soreness, stickiness to the body. And then as that happens, just take mental inventory and then send a little extra breath to those places during practice. Now start to feel your seat, the sit bones, how heavy they are. And then start to visualize roots starting to grow from the sit bones all the way into the ground, past the ground. And start to feel a sense of heaviness, but also a sense of groundedness. As the ground presses back up into your seat, notice how the spinal column grows really, really tall. And feel the navel draw up and in towards your spine, so the low belly starts to engage. And visualize your breath permeating the spaces in between each vertebra. And allow both sides of the waist to grow really, really long, all the way up towards the ceiling, the sky. Now draw your shoulders up, back, then down away from your ears, and feel as if you're pinching a pencil in between your shoulder blades. Allow the collarbones to expand and reach from left to right, right to left. And feel your heart passively float up towards the ceiling. Okay. Visualize the string coming out of the crown of your head. Somebody's pulling that up. So you sit the tallest you've had all day, all week, perhaps. Then start to notice the breath, the cadence of it. See what the quality of it is like. And maybe it's fast, maybe it's smooth, maybe it's shallow or somewhere in between. But however the breath cadence is like, as always, we'll sync it up together through 3 cleansing rounds of breath. To start, take a deep exhale, empty out all the air. And then 3 rounds of breath together. Take a deep inhale, fill it from the very, very base of your belly. Open mouth, exhale, let it go. 2 more, deep inhale into the lungs, expand your ribcage. And open mouth, exhale. 1 more, deep inhale into the chest, collarbones, head. Then open mouth, exhale. And just continue to allow the breath course through every single cell of the body. If you've got Ujjayi pranayama, constricting the back of your throat, go for that. Otherwise, breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth is totally cool. And in these final few moments, set an intention for practice. And you can kind of think about this as your motivation for showing up. So you have many things that you can do doing with your time, as time is pretty finite. But you made a conscious decision to be here in your body. So what is it that you're needing or wanting or expecting out of this practice? At the same time, allow this practice to be of supportive service to you. So anything that's not serving you, anything that isn't benefiting you, just let it go. And allow this practice to meet you where you're at this current moment in time. Whatever your intention might be alongside your breath, allow it to guide your practice. And we'll share our collective intentions together through one more round of breath. As it feels authentic to you, both palms towards heart center, Anjali Mudra. And we'll share that intention together. Take a deep inhale breath. Open mouth exhale. Take over, love that breath.
You can hear me. Oh my gosh.
Gently release the palms, eyes blink open. So Sarah Jacob is another teacher colleague of mine, and he's currently in New York right now.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Oh no, I'm in the Bay.
You're in the Bay right now?
I escaped.
Oh, wait, what? I didn't hear that.
Yeah,
Sorry, that cut out.
I needed nature. I was like, let me give me nature.
Amazing, amazing. Well, thanks for coming.
Yeah.
Okay, let's get into the hips because I don't know about you, but I've been sitting. So Baddha Konasana, soles of the feet to touch knees out really, really wide. So I'm not expecting anything super deep, nor do you really have to have a grip. If that comes natural, fabulous. Otherwise, hands can come behind your hips and then just sit up really tall. Just allow gravity to do its work here. Feel the knees passively fall a little closer towards the ground. And then lightly press the soles of your feet. Please take one more big breath. And then make your way back towards center. And then both legs release out to opposite ends of the room. So Upavishta Konasana, seated wide angled forward bend. So if you need to prop your hips up onto something, if this feels pretty tight, go for that. Otherwise, you can take any amount of bend into your knees. Same options here. You can hinge at your hips or support yourself, hands behind your hips, just sit up really tall. So in forward bends, you can think about the pelvis. It wants to come up and over the thigh bones, maintaining length through the spinal column. So if you're working with tighter hips, the low back tends to compensate. So then the spinal column rounds through the entire time. So just bend your knees and then hinge any amount just to support yourself. Now one more breath here. And then make your way back towards center. Release. Both legs together, then bend both knees, feet on the ground to start. Lean back so you feel your low belly start to turn on. Now this is option one, hang out here, or we'll come in towards Navasana, we'll pose. So you'll keep the chest lifted and then just elevate. Feel free to support your hamstrings. So I know it's pretty early in class. Anything tight with the hip flexors, just keep yourself supporting. Yeah. And then spinal column really long, so chest lifts. And one more breath. And then come back towards center, feet back on the mat. So left shin will come in front, right shin will come closer towards you, towards your groin. And then once more, spinal column really long, hinge at your hips any amount. And then just gentle rocks from side to side. So just saying hello to the outer hips. Beautiful. All right, make your way back towards center and then we'll switch orientation. So right shin comes in front, left shin a little closer towards you. And then hinge any amount and then gentle rocks from left, right, right, left. Awesome. Make your way back towards center. And then we'll repeat that sequence one more time. So soles of the feet to touch, knees out really wide. So seated forward or seated angled forward bend, wide angled forward bend. Either hinge at your hips or hands behind your hips, support yourself. And lightly press the soles of your feet together. Nice, one more breath. And then gently release that, both legs out to opposite ends. And then allow the hips to kind of come up and over the thigh bones. So any amount of hinge into your hips. Feel free to bend into your knees, especially if you feel the low back starting to round. Take one more deep breath here. Nice. Come back towards center. Nice. Left shin away from you, right shin towards you. So we'll switch. Or maybe we did this the first time around, but anyway, any amount of hinge. Dude, sides are hard, you know?
I don't remember either. I was like, did we do
Did we? Who knows? And then any rocking that feels good, just to continue to say hello to the outer hips. Beautiful. Make your way back towards center and then switch. So right shin away from you, left shin closer towards you. Hinge any amount, and then gentle rocks from side to side.
You guys were right, that was definitely backwards.
Okay, I did forget boat pose. We're going to go ahead and do that. And then make your way back towards center. All right, so both feet to touch, and then knees bent. Lean back far enough. Again, feel the low belly firm up, and then chest nice and lifted. Any amount that you want to lift your legs, so it doesn't have to be super high. You can allow the shins to be parallel. If you're really feeling adventurous, want to get into the hip flexors and legs straight, but kind of early still.
Yeah.
You got it. Take one more breath. All right, this time go ahead and cross out your ankles, bring your hands forward, and then make your way back, downward facing dog. All right, for this first down dog, you're taking a nice big old inverted V shape. So just take a few moments, bend one knee, bend the other. Height of the calves, the hamstrings. And then as you actively press the ground away from you, feel your chest come a little closer towards your thighs. All right. So from here, bend into your right knee deeply, and then you'll swivel onto the left ball mound of your foot. Drive the heel flat so your toes turn out to about, we'll call this 10-ish o'clock. Now, as your heel is flat, bump your hips a little closer towards the left, and then drive weight, especially through the baby toe edge of your left foot. Now, as you pike your hips up and back, continue to press the ground away aggressively. And then make your way back towards center, straighten through the left leg, and then we'll switch sides. Bend deeply into the left knee. Swivel onto the right ball mound of your foot, drive your heel flat. Toes will turn out to about 2-ish o'clock. And then press down through the baby toe edge of your right foot. Bump your hips over towards the right. You'll feel your calf, outer right hip. And then same thing, press the ground away from you a lot. Beautiful. Make your way back towards center. Normalize your down dog stance and see that the feet are roughly hip width distance, hands roughly shoulder width distance. So any amount of bend into your knees that you need to do is cool, especially if the upper back feels tight or if the upper back is rounding a whole lot. From your downward facing dog, glide forward towards a high plank. So lead with the crown of your head. Allow the shoulders to stack over the wrists. Here, I want you to press the ground away from you so you feel your shoulder blades far away from each other, so shoulder blade protraction. And then exhale, draw the hips up and back, downward facing dog. Let's do more fluid movements like this. Inhale, glide forward. So feel the momentum from your heels, shift all the way forward towards the crown of your head. You got one long line of energy. Now, can you visualize I'm pressing your heels forward, but you're trying to resist that, so kick back. And then on your exhale, shift the hips up and back, downward facing dog. Nice, one more just like this. Inhale, glide forward, crown of the head reaches forward. Continue to press. So I want your heart to lift up towards the ceiling. Nice, this time begin to lower your knees. Come all the way down to your belly. And then as you come all the way down to your belly, set up for Cobra, Bhujangasana. So hands kind of near the nipple line, and then lift just your chest. So you have very little weight into your hands. Feel as if you're dragging your palms towards your rib cage and then the rib cage forward. Now, can you dig through the tops of your feet that you feel the kneecaps lift? Yeah. And then exhale, gently release this. Sweep the palms back behind you. Set up for Shalabhasana Locust. Use the inhale breath. Lift your arms, chest, legs. So squeeze everything tightly towards the midline. So if I were to cut you in half, your arms, your legs are trying to meet that line. And then everything that'll lift off the mat lifts. Now one more breath here. And then slowly release. Palms near your shoulders, tuck your toes. Press up to a tabletop or plank. Exhale, shift the hips up and back, downward facing dog. Nice. Big inhale breath. Smooth exhale breath. Next inhale, gaze forward. And then exhale, feet to meet your hands, come to the top of your mat. Now halfway lift, inhale. Then exhale, fold forward. Nice. Go ahead and keep your feet a little wider than hips width distance. So we'll call this outer hip width distance. Interlace your hands behind your low back. If this feels a little pinchy, then you got the hem of your shirt you can grab as well. Go ahead and bend into your left knee once more. And then drive your knuckles all the way over to the left. Peel your right shoulder all the way up towards the ceiling. So if you've been doing a lot of sitting, leaning forward, open up through the chest, drive the right shoulder up and back. Feel the shoulder heads pull back. Should be a nice release for the chest. And then make your way back towards center, switch. Bend into your right knee. Draw the knuckles all the way up and over towards your right. So left shoulder draws up and back in space. Now feel the knuckles pull a little further towards the right in space. Beautiful. Exhale to make your way back towards center. Release your grip. Draw both feet as close as comfortable to touch. Hands to your hips, elbow tips point up. Squeezing through the inner thighs, engaging your low belly. Rise all the way up to standing, vertebra by vertebra. Allow the head, neck, shoulders to arrive last. Release your hands to your sides. Take a big inhale breath. Shrug the shoulders all the way up towards your ears. And then on your exhale, let it go. Nice. One more, please. Inhale, shoulders shrug. And then open mouth, exhale. Really nice. Some half salutations. So draw the arms all the way up and overhead, upward facing sleep. And then exhale, fold forward, hinge at your hips. We find a halfway lift, long spine. Hands to your shins, your thighs. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. And then exhale, fold forward. Inhale, arms extend all the way up towards the ceiling. So press through both feet, energy rises from the ground up. Then exhale, fold forward, hinge at your hips. Nice, halfway lift, really long spine, upper back engaged. Then exhale, fold forward. Nice, last time, inhale, arms extend all the way up towards the ceiling, press firmly through both feet. Then exhale, fold forward, hinge at your hips. Nice. Halfway lift, look forward, long spine. Yeah, then exhale this time, hands flat, step back, high plank once more. Big inhale breath, sustain your plank, feel the hip points point forward. Then exhale, lower all the way down to your belly. This time you'll set up for something called the Sphinx pose. So elbows underneath your shoulders. Feel the palms flatten and then gaze forward. So the elbows aren't necessarily by the rib cage. I want them underneath the shoulders. From here, we'll get into the upper back, low belly, going towards a modified forearm plank to start. So take a big inhale, breath, gaze forward. Then on your exhale, curl your chin in towards your chest, vertebra by vertebra. Lift the belly, lift the hips, lift the thighs, come to your knees.
Oh.
Now set this up. Look in between your thumbs. Press into your elbows. So upper back nice and engaged. Rather, upper back, you've got your shoulders far, far away. Yeah. And then stay here if this works for you, or tuck your toes, lift your knees, your shins, come into your forearm plank. One long line of energy. You got one more big breath. And then exhale, release knees, thighs, hips, back to your Sphinx. So you guessed it, one more time. Big inhale, breath. And then exhale, curl your chin in towards your chest, vertebra by vertebra. Lift everything that wants to lift. So either stay on your knees or tuck your toes, lift the knees, the shins, forearms. Just gaze in between your thumbs so as the head drops and the chest starts to sink down with it. One long line of energy, final breath. Then with control, lower knees, thighs, hips, back to your Sphinx pose. Smooth inhale, breath. Exhale, lower all the way down, transition back, downward facing dog. Really nice. From your downward facing dog, smooth inhale, breath. And smooth exhale, breath. Next, inhale, gaze forward. And then exhale, feet to meet your hands. Halfway lift, long spine. Then exhale, fold forward, release. Lunging salutations. Inhale, arms extend all the way up towards the ceiling. Press through both feet. Different. Slide your hands towards your heart. Release your hands to your sides. Tadasana mountain. Inhale, arms extend all the way up. Gaze up. Then exhale, fold forward. Hinge at your hip. Nice halfway lift. Ardha Uttanasana. Halfway long spine. This time, hands flat to the mat. Step your right foot back. Keep the right knee lifted. Press firmly down through your right palm. Reach the left fingertips all the way up towards the ceiling. So left foot kind of acts as a suction cup, so press your foot firmly. And then with your right foot, just visualize I'm pressing your heel up and over your toes. That's how engaged your right leg is. Continue to keep the pelvis high. Left shoulder draws a little further back, so keep the chest open. And then on your exhale, left palm down, step back towards a high plank. This time, inhale, shift forward, shoulders past your wrists. Either bend your elbows halfway or lower all the way. Use the full inhale for your back bend, so up dog, cobra, or locust. We've done both of those before. And then exhale, draw the hips up and back, downward facing dog. So these vinyasas, you don't have to do them all. So draw the right leg up and back in space on your inhale. Then exhale, step your foot in between your hands. This time, I want you to lift your torso off your thigh. So rise up to a high lunge, Anjaneyasana, crescent lunge. So arms extend all the way up. Nice. So the entire time, front ribs are drawing in, both sides of the waist long. Keep sinking down through the right knee as you fully extend through the left hip. Yeah. Continue to lift up and out of your waist. This time, I want you to take an open arm twist to the right. So left palm reaches forward, right palm draws back. So visualize one long line of energy from left ring finger, left middle finger to right ring finger, right middle finger. And then squeeze through the inner thighs. Feel the pubic bone lift. Now, one more breath. And then transition back towards center, arms extend up. Then exhale, hands frame your right foot. Nice, go ahead and look at your left. Scoot it in about 2-3 inches, turn and ground it to about 45-ish degrees. Then straighten through the right leg. Yeah, to the best of your ability. So here's where a water bottle might come in handy. You can place that underneath your palms. Just kind of a little more as support. Especially, once more, I talked about the low back grounding. You kind of want to mitigate that, bring the ground a little closer towards you. I put my water bottle somewhere. But anyway, I have a block. That works. Okay, so just pretend this is a water bottle, but it's got the same concept. Now you can use that for support. Now right hip draws back, left hip draws forward. Really nice. Go ahead and undo any block that you might have. Rebend through the front knee and then step forward, left foot to meet the right. Now halfway lift, inhale. And then fold forward, exhale. Got the other side. Inhale, arms extend all the way up towards the ceiling, Urdhva Hastasana. Now slide your palms towards your heart, release your hands to your sides, Tadasana Mountain. Inhale, arms extend all the way up, gaze up. Exhale, fold forward, hinge at your hips. You got a halfway lift, look forward, long spine. This time, hands flat, step your left foot back. Keep the left knee lifted. Now firmly press down through the left palm. Right fingertips extend all the way up towards the ceiling. Press, press, press. You can always tent up through the fingertips if you need a little more space as well. Yeah. And then from here, right shoulder leans back, base of the skull back. And then pay attention to your legs. Right foot still acting as that suction cup, and then left hip fully extended. So feel as if that heel were pressing an imaginary wall. Right, take one more breath. And then right palm down, step back, high plank. Begin to rock forward, shoulders past the wrists. And then exhale, chaturanga, or lower all the way down. So bend your elbows halfway or lower all the way. Transition to your back bend. You've got up dog, cobra, or locust. Then exhale, draw the hips up and back, downward facing dog. Nice. So this time, left leg extends up and back. Exhale, draw your foot in between your hands. And squeeze through the inner thighs, use your low belly strength, lift your torso, arms extend up. So if you felt a little wobbly like I did, you got feet about hips width distance. And then keep sinking down through the left knee, right hip stays fully extended. Yeah. Lift up and out of your waist reach. Then open arm twist to the left. So right palm reaches forward, left fingertips extend back. And so a little bit of spinal rotation emanating from the middle of your back. And I feel as if I'm pulling both wrists to opposite ends of the room. Nice. Then arms extend all the way up, return back towards center. And then exhale, hands frame your left foot. Once more, look at the right, scoot it in about a footprint, maybe a little more, a little less. Turn the toes out to about 2-ish o'clock. That way you can straighten through the left leg. If you need more support to keep the spinal column long, you got your water bottle, your block books work too. Or I saw someone use 2 cans.
I'm using a tissue box.
But I'm like, you got to tape those things together. I don't have that kind of tape. But anyway, think about drawing the left hip back, drawing the right hip forward, and at the same time, you're trying to create this isometric action, driving your heels to meet each other in the middle. So you got sensation through the back of your left leg. One more breath here. Beautiful. Go ahead and rebend through the left knee, hands flat. Step forward, right foot comes to the top. Now, halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana, long spine. Then exhale, fold forward, Uttanasana. Really nice. Inhale, arms extend all the way up towards the ceiling. Press firmly through both feet. Nice. Slide your palms towards your heart. Release your hands to your sides, mountain. Inhale, arms extend all the way up, gaze up. Exhale, fold forward, hinge at your hips. Nice. Halfway lift, look forward, lengthen. Exhale, hands flat. Step the right foot back, lower the right knee down. Nice low lunge, Ardha Anjaneyasana, arms reach and extend. So lift up and out of your waist. I want you to dig the right shin down. Now instead of sinking the hips super low, feel as if you're pressing your left thigh away from you. Lengthen and reach. Beautiful. Exhale, hands flat to the mat, then step back, high plank. Once more, you have a vinyasa option here or transition just to down dog, hips up and back, what I'm doing. You got a full inhale in your back bend. And full exhale, shift the hips up and back, downward facing dog. Really nice. Inhale, right leg up and back. Nice. This time, rock forward, one-legged plank. So shoulder stack over the wrist. Kick the back wall away from you, low belly engaged. Nice. Right leg up and back. This time, peel the right hip up towards the ceiling. So drive the knife edge, the baby toe edge of your foot all the way up. Stay here or bend your right knee, heel towards your left glute. Yeah. Beautiful. Inhale, right leg up. Exhale, step your foot in between your hands, then lower the left knee down. Nice. Inhale, low lunge, arms extend all the way up towards the ceiling. Nice. Continue to reach and lengthen. This time, I want you to float both hands to the inside of your right foot. As you float both hands to the inside of your right foot, go ahead and wiggle the right foot forward and out so toes will turn out to about 2-ish o'clock. And then you'll begin to walk your hands the opposite direction of your right foot. So you'll walk your hands, it'll probably come off of your mat towards the left. And then from here, I want you to bend down, drop down to your forearm, and then with your right arm, reach it as far forward as you can. Really getting into the inner right hip. If this feels intense for the front left hip, then just scoot the left knee a little forward so that the hips are over the knee. Otherwise, the left knee can shift a little back like you would for a lizard pose. Now take one more big breath. Put pressure into all 10 finger pads. Nice. First, walk your right palm back towards you. Lift up through the left forearm, and then walk your hands back towards center. Okay, so from here, your hands are still to the inside of your right foot. Begin to tuck your toes, lift your left knee. Listen, lightly step your left foot to the outside of your left hand. So you can take this into any stage that you'd like. Draw your hands towards your ankles and then elbows kind of pressing to your shins. Lower your seat down any amount. Now, ultimately, we'll go towards Malasana Garland. So if that works for you, you can allow the hips to draw a little further down. Otherwise, just stay up and then press your elbows, your forearms into your knees, the shins. And then if you do have a block or if your water bottle is sturdy enough, then you can just support the sit bones that way. Take one more big breath. And then slowly bring your hands back to the ground, straighten through the legs, then heel toe your feet back towards center, hip width distance, halfway lift, then exhale, fold forward. Last side here. Inhale, arms extend all the way up towards the ceiling, press through both feet. Nice, slide your palms towards your heart, release your hands to your sides. Nice. Inhale, arms extend all the way up, gaze up. Exhale, fold forward, hinge at your hips. Nice, halfway lift, look forward and lengthen. This time, hands flat, step your left foot back, lower the left knee down. So low lunge, Ardha Anjaneyasana, arms reach and extend. So same concept as you did in your high lunge, right foot acts as a suction cup and then dig down through the left shin. And then notice if you're sinking your hips forward and down, get out of that. Yeah. Nice, one more smooth breath. And then hands frame your right foot, step back, high plank. You have an optional vinyasa from here or come all the way back to downward facing dog. Up dog, cobra, locust. Exhale, draw the hips up and back, find a downward facing dog. All right, left leg extends up. And then shift forward, come into a one-legged plank. So kick the back wall away from you, low belly stays engaged, front ribs in. And then left leg up and back, three-legged dog. This time, peel the left hip up towards the ceiling. Drive the knife edge of your foot up, up, up. Stay or bend your left knee, left heel towards your right glute. Beautiful. Left leg up. And then exhale, step your foot in between your hands. Lower the right knee down. Nice. Inhale, low lunge. Arms reach and extend. So lift up and out of your waist once more. Then begin to set both hands to the inside of your left foot. Once more, wiggle the left foot forward and out. Toes will turn out to about 10-ish o'clock, 11-ish o'clock. And then once more, you'll walk your hands the opposite direction of your left foot. So I'll face you towards the right. And then first, drop down to your right forearm, so you'll bend your right elbow. And then with your left hand, try to reach it as far forward as you can. So a little bit of a side body stretch as well. Intent up through the left finger pads or press down through your left palm. Once more, if this feels pretty intense, just scoot your right knee a little closer towards you. Alternatively, if you have a little more range of motion, want more extension through the front right hip, right knee scoots a little further back. Now, wherever you are, you're putting pressure into all 10 finger pads, feeling the inner left hip. Beautiful. First, go ahead and walk your left hand back towards you, and then straighten through the right arm. Go ahead and walk your hands back towards your mat. They're still inside of your left foot. Begin to tuck your right toes, lift your right knee, and then once more lightly step your right foot to the outside of your right palm. Grab a hold of your ankles, and then forearms press into your shins, elbows as well. Drop your hips down as low as your body says is reasonable. So you might be here, that's totally fine. Just press your arms into your legs, legs back into your arms, or allow the seat to lower. And once more, I want you to think about more weight into the baby toe edges of your feet so you access the inner hips. You got one more big breath here. Hands flat to the mat, lift your hips, pivot your feet back towards center. Beautiful, halfway lift, inhale. And then exhale, hands flat, step back. You have an optional and final vinyasa here, or meet me straight back in a downward facing dog. Nice, deep inhale breath, in your back bend, and smooth exhale breath. Draw the hips up and back. Nice, big inhale breath. Smooth exhale breath. Nice, one more big inhale. And smooth exhale. Beautiful. Go ahead and lower down to your knees. Have a seat. Maybe have some water. I have tired myself out as well. Okay. So have your blanket handy. We'll get into the hips once more. So Sarah, have you ever done restorative yoga before?
Yeah, so yin yoga is most of the yoga that's stuck.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so we'll be kind of hanging out here for very, very similar amount of times for yin yoga. Okay, so we'll come in towards a supine tree. So you'll have your blanket handy nearby. And then we'll start out on the right side. So this is just to support your inner hip as you are hanging out here. Your blanket can be as high, or rather as rolled up or as not. I'm pretty open naturally, so I don't really need a whole lot of support. But I'll go ahead and show you what it looks like. You'll come first, assuming you're both upright, you'll just allow the knee to butterfly out, and then go ahead and slide the blanket underneath the right thigh to support the right knee. And then as you're ready, you'll recline all the way down.
Okay.
And then hands can come to your hips, come out to the side. So it's like tree pose, but you're on your back. If there's anything going on with the low back, let me know. But otherwise, I'll have you guys hang out here for about 3-ish minutes. And then just begin to allow the breath to slow down, just start to decelerate from that more dynamic practice. And if at any time anything doesn't feel good, just let me know. Just so that you know I'm still here. Just continue to feel the entire back body really heavy. And keep your left leg extended out. Just gently begin to track the right knee all the way up towards the ceiling. And then draw your right knee in towards your chest, give that a squeeze, so hug your shin in tightly. Nice, keep your left hand onto your right shin, release your right arm up to your right side, kind of like a wing. And then use your left hand, guide your right shin all the way across. I like to take my blanket and then place it underneath the left, or rather underneath the right knee. That's something that you can do just for a little more support. Or you can just allow the knee to fall passively towards the ground. So you're coming, just doing really, really easy supine twist. If there's anything going on with the low back, think about shifting your hips a little closer towards the right edge of your mat, towards the ground. And then just allow the upper torso to be really, really, really heavy here. So you feel the twist, the rinse through the low back, mid back, upper back. Begin to take a deep, deep inhale through the nose. And then deep exhale through the mouth. And then begin to transition back onto your back. So right knee back towards center. And then go ahead and release your right leg out long. And once more, begin to bend your left knee. So your blanket might already be there already, and just allow the left knee to butterfly out. You can place the blanket underneath your left knee for support, and then hands can come to your hips, your belly, to the sides, anywhere that feels comfortable for you. Just feel the gentle hip opening once more on this side. And the same amount of time that we were here, other side, so roughly 3 minutes or so. Just allow the right leg to kind of fall out. Nothing really active here. Without any sense of urgency, as you feel ready, you'll strap your left knee up towards the ceiling. And then draw your left knee towards your chest, wrap your arms around your left shin. Give that a tight, tight squeeze. And keep your right hand onto your left shin. Left arm releases out to the left like a wing once more. And then drag your left shin all the way across. Shift onto your outer right hip. And then you can move your blanket, place it underneath your right knee, rather underneath your left knee on the right. And then left shoulder feels as if it's really, really heavy, like somebody's pressing it down. And just go ahead and take a quick peek. See that your left hip is roughly in line with your chin, so you might have to bump your hips a little closer towards the left side. That way the spinal column stays in roughly the same axis, so you circumvent any low back pressure that you might be putting on the spine. And just notice the subtle differences on this left side with the twist versus the right side. And just feel a sense of heaviness through the entire body. Whenever you feel ready, just go ahead and bring your left arm all the way over. Come to a supported fetal posture on your right. And then use your left hand, press yourself up to a comfortable seat. Still going okay? Okay, I'm gonna assume yes.
Yes.
Okay, we'll set up for a supported child's pose. So I have a bolster, but I kind of want you to visualize that as two pillows. And then just kind of depending on whether you need a little extra support, I do, as right now my grips are feeling a little tight, hiking. You can roll up your blanket or you can place another pillow underneath. And then just bring your, or rather, I like to place a blanket underneath my knees anyway, so that's what this blanket is serving as. And then you'll bring your knees out wide, but not super, super wide where you feel your pelvis kind of come down. We're not going for a really big, deep groin stretch, more the outer hips. So bring toes touch behind you, and then knees about as wide as your mat. And then you'll scoot yourself as close as you can towards your pillows. And then there'll be two sides to this. So first, rest your right cheek on to your pillows, and then once more, if you need a little more support, and you can put your book, your water bottle, whatever, underneath for some height. And then just rest your right cheek onto the mat, and then hands can come out to the sides. You can wrap them around if that feels a little more comfortable. And then I'll call the halfway mark in about 6-ish minutes, and then we'll flip to the other cheek. If you feel any tension through the ankles or through the tops of your feet, let me know. Same thing if the hips feel really, really tight and they're really high. Also let me know because we can then put a pillow underneath the hips as well. But otherwise, just kind of situate yourself. And then I will guide you to switch sides in a bit. Just stay as is, but whenever you feel ready, go ahead and switch to the left cheek. And then readjust anything as you need. Continue to feel the trunk really heavy, but just start to be aware of your finger pads. Unflatten through the palms. Slide them near your shoulders, press up. And then come back to a seat. All right, so there's a little bit of arts and crafts that has to go on here. This is called mountain brook pose. I don't know where the mountain brook is in any of this, but that's another topic for another day. What you'll do with your blanket is you will take it and roll it up. So it doesn't have to be anything super, super big. Ultimately, what this blanket roll will do, it'll just be to prop the chest. So you'll place it underneath the armpit crease. So just kind of by the base of your scapula here. So I'm not gonna roll it up too much tighter, otherwise it'll be a little too high for me. And then you'll take one of your pillows that will support your head. And then, geez, all these props. Okay, then as you recline back, bring your arms out really wide. So your arms will kind of be sandwiched in between the space of the pillow and this blanket roll. So your heart will passively lift up towards the ceiling, so it's a very, very minor back bend. If you have another pillow available to you, then I would put it under, or rather take your second pillow. You should have another pillow available to you. And you put your second pillow, place it underneath the knees, like this. Or if you want more hip opening, then ditch the pillow, soles of feet to touch, knees out really wide. But since we're gonna be here for about 10-ish minutes, or actually, this will be our final posture. My apologies. This will be Shavasana. So just support yourself. Maybe you have another blanket that you can place underneath each knee if this is what you're opting for. Otherwise, blanket, roll, or another pillow underneath the knees here. Arms up to a T. And just allow the chest to broaden. Upper back feels like it's getting pushed up towards the ceiling. And just allow the entire back body, everything that's in contact with the ground, just to be super, super heavy. So again, just notice where the blanket roll is. Sometimes it's a little too far down, so it's like towards the mid-back. It's just right underneath the armpits. So basically like the thoracic area. And then, yeah, the arms come out. And as always, if this is not feeling good for you, let me know. I can help adjust. Slowly begin to take the 3 of the deepest, fullest, slowest breaths you've taken all day. And then at the conclusion of your final round of breath, just gently begin to bend both knees and then roll onto your favorite side. You can kind of push the blanket underneath your chest, underneath your shoulders out of the way. And then before rising up, just take a moment, thank yourself once more for taking time out of your day to be here in your body. And then push yourself up to a comfortable seat. Maintain a softness in the gaze or allow the eyes to stay closed. And then moving towards heart center once more. Thank you both for sharing your practice, your energy, your breath, your presence. Allowing me the honor to guide practice. Nice. Together we draw the thumbs and third eye center, lift the chin up just a little higher. Once here, we acknowledge mutual love and respect for each other, for this practice, for this community. And then thumbs to the lips to seal in the breath. It also acts as a reminder for us to speak words of compassion, not only to others, but to ourselves. And then finally thumbs back to the heart where we feel the heartbeat, and this reminds us our hearts beat the same, our blood course is the same. At the end of the day, we're one and the same. And it's from this heart space that we bow forward to each other with love and with gratitude. For that we can both humbly namaste.
Namaste. Max.
So I can't do math. I realized this was more of an hour and a half rather than 75. Thanks for sharing.
Gosh, Jessica, it's so many places to be.
I know, literally. I'm like, I'm ready to go to nap again. Thank you so much, Jess.
That's the benefit of restorative yoga is you'll have the nervous system to kind of reset, and so the goal is to feel a sense of relaxation. So, how do you guys feel?
You feel great. Yeah.
How's it going otherwise?
I'm good. I'm ready. I'm hungry.
Yeah, I moved a bunch of boxes.
Well, thank you so much, Jess. I'll
Yeah.
talk to you soon.
You're very welcome. You're very welcome.
Bye.
Bye. Thanks for joining, Sarah. How's it going otherwise?
Good. I moved a bunch of boxes today, so.
Oh, very fun. So you get to move during this pandemic.
All right. Everyone's like, stay at home, and I have to decide which home.
Ugh, good God.
Yeah. But it's fine.
Well, I hope this practice was helpful.
But
Thanks for joining.
real calm. Thank you.
Yeah. Hope to see you at 8 if you got time.
Yeah, that's my plan. We'll see. Now I'm so relaxed. Maybe I'll be asleep by then. Who knows?
Good deal. All right. I will catch you later.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye.